So we're going to work on the Volkswagen 1835. Pull it out of mothball. Got a couple things I need to tighten up here. Anyways, well, it's on the engine stand, which is actually a engine test stand. We'll be firing that unit up on that. So let's get us a, it should be a 17, but we'll see. Perfect. We're going to need to slap this starter in it. There we go. Now that nut can go on there and be in the proper That's the proper thread showing. All right. Yes. So while we didn't get any condensation in the engine from sitting, it was covered. We had rags. I mean, we didn't get any moisture directly in it. We did get some condensation just from fog, being in a garage, even though it's so we got to clean up our jets a little bit. Nothing major. A little wire brush will clean those up. We'll show you that as we go along. First thing is, though, is this thing has it's a brand new engine. We started it, broke the cam in, and pretty much parked it after that. It has a slight oil leak where the oil cooler bypass is, the block-off plate is underneath. We fired it up for, well, that's not entirely true. So we started up, broke the cam in, parked it for probably 5 years, and then started it one time, and the seal had been bad, and so it had an oil cooler leak because it's just been sitting there dry. So anyways, ran it for just a couple minutes, if that, and shut it down, and there's it sat for 17 years over there on the barrel. So what we're going to do is bring it back to life. We're going to fix that leak. We're going to fix that, put our lines back. I got to find our lines. I've been trying to drag them up because it's been, like I said, a long time since I tore this thing apart initially just to see what the problem was, and left it. Had other stuff to do, but it's time to bring it back to life. So here it is, 1835. It's got the best of everything in it, best of everything. And huge valves, ported and polished heads. I mean, she's got some really nice stuff. So what we're going to do is, first things first, is finish tightening up this other bolt on the upper engine mounts. And we'll the oil cooler on this side makes it a little difficult to get to that nut, but it's no big deal. So this is the test shroud for this engine. This really isn't the shroud. This is the shroud that I put on all engines when I initially build them, break them in on this engine stand here. So it's got a nice little oil cooler on the back of it. It's placed right in front of the fan, the intake fan on the shroud. There we go. And then on the car, normally you can put this cooler here. And when we do fire this up, we'll check the airflow with some paper. Just to verify. You can. I'm sitting for a minute. Oof. You can get enough airflow to cool the engine. It's just, if I can put it on a different location on the car and it gets good airflow, and you know, then I'd rather have it there, because I'd rather get maximum airflow to the intake of the airflow that cools the cylinders on the engine, if possible. So, and this has a full flow oil system in it, so it's designed to go to an external cooler, which is what we have there. But and it's usually in a race car situation or in a passenger car, I'd have them put a oil filter mount here and that kind of stuff. But I don't do that on the break-in stuff. This engine's still under break-in, to be honest. We'll add a little bit more break-in oil on it when we fire it up too, after we fix that leak. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we'll finish breaking it in, and then before we put it in the car, which is over there, you can't see it, but it's a little kit car. Before we put it in the car, then we'll put an oil filter mount on here. Goes onto the exhaust, bolts on there. And we'll run our lines over to it. Then we'll have a cooler on the car underneath. It's a $1,000 cooler. It's no joke. It's a nice cooler, but that's what you need for Volkswagen. It's cooler. But if you can keep the oil cooled, it'll make it help cool the cylinders, because you've got the oil that's splashing onto the cylinders. So if you've got, you know, hot oil, you're going to radiate that heat onto the cylinder heat that's already there, that's trying to radiate back into the oil, and that's, you know, so anyways, that's the way the cycle is. So let's get, first thing we need to do is get this thing turned over on top dead center. Probably should pull, we're going to change this distributor out, so we might as well pull these plug wires. MSD. We like MSD. They make a nice distributor. MSD says expensive. Really, the straps off this. Well, let's do this. I might have not jumped the gun, but I might have, I think we only got, oh yeah, that's just barely in there. I think we can lift this off. I think we're ready to lift this off right now. At least this part of it. probably not good on the mic. All right. Here we go. That's perfect. I think we can access those nicely. I was going to pull this intake manifold, but I don't think I have to. I will if it comes down to it. Ooh, doggy. It's a nice distributor. Can always put it back in. Need a 12 point. Pull the valve cover. 10 millimeter 12 point ARP. They have O-rings, so on the inside. Not really thrilled with these valve covers. They're empty, they're expensive. Yeah, look at that gasket just fucking came apart. Woo! Got oil in it. That's good. That's a good sign. Oh, racing oil. Yeah, baby. That unit smells good. What we're looking for here is we want the distributor rotor pointed here, our pulley market top dead center here, and these two rocker arms I certainly don't like that. Very nice setup. Chromoly shafts, billet spacers, dual valve springs. So yeah, we want to put these at top dead center, which is both of those, everything lined up. Then we could pull the spark plug and verify that, which we might do. Smells like racing fuel and sex. All right, this pulley is crap. All right, we're gonna go. Whew. Still got good compression. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh, that kicked on over nicely. Whew. Well, that's not good. Those units are tight. Well, that's tight altogether. All right, we're gonna have to get a little aggressive with this unit here. Let's pull spark plugs. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's running a little rich. A little rich right there. Better. Got a little tan to it. Smells good. That first one, she's trying to tan up. Jets are big. I might switch carburetors out. I got another stock carburetor. This one might have been set up for a big motor. Big, and I mean big motor. All right, so let's not mess around with that, and let's go to this. So we're done with those temporarily. I'm not going to pull the other spark plugs because I don't need to right now. We are going to grab a screwdriver though, and we are going to check where this piston is. That piston is right where that piston should be. And those valves are tight as fuck. No wonder it's rich. Valves are tight. All right, so let's go 180 degrees backwards. That'll put us at number 2. This thing's got compression. It's got compression. Where's this piston? This piston should be way on down the hole, and it is. I think we're going to go with a skinnier probe. Something more in the lines that doesn't have sharp that it can fuck these threads up. Way on down in there. This one should be up top. Pretty close. Oh, got a little play. Oh, got a little play. Man, that number 1 cylinder was tight as fuck. We got to adjust all the valves, obviously. This one seems a little tight. A little far forward. Let's check it out. Let's back it up just a little bit. That one feels good. The exhaust feels good. Intake feels a little tight. But this might be the 4 6/1000 adjustment, which is probably what it is with this cam. 4 and 6. 4 on the intake, keep it nice and tight, and then 6 on the exhaust, because obviously the exhaust valve expands more than the intake valve, because the intake valve is getting cooled from the stem side in, where the exhaust is getting heat from the stem side out. For those with inquiring minds. All right, well, let's pull this other valve cover off. All right. So we're gonna go another 180 degrees. This is a quick servicing. Now you only do this with a Volkswagen pretty much because it's 4 cylinders, horizontally opposed, and the firing order is 1432. So by rotating it 180 degrees, it'll save us service-wise time. So we start with number 1, we adjust the valves, and the reason that, that these little tricks were developed. Right? So normally you'd adjust the valves on number 1, then you come all the way over here to number 4, and then you go to number 3, and then you come all the way back over here to number 2. But if you do it this way, we can go 1, 180 degrees backwards, 2, 180 degrees backwards, 3, tight, tight, not good. 1 was adjusted nice. It's a freaking silicone. I don't. So those are tight as well. Now we'll go 180 degrees again, which will put us at number 4. Oh, little bit snug, probably a little tighter than 4, but it is a split. That's probably a little looser than 6, just by feel. But at least they weren't stuck. This number 3 and number 1 were open on the firing, so it's not firing well. But of course I didn't know that because we just started it up. It was warming up. They'll tend to pop when they warm up, and we had this oil leak happen. So now it probably tightened up because as the cam broke in, everything got tight. Things are going to expand. So that's fine. We just need to adjust them before we go to start it again. Now we're going to go one more time back the other way so that we put our engine back at top dead center, number 1, right at the line, tight as fuck. But let's verify. Piston at the top. So that's where we're at with that. I'm going to pull this. I don't have an MSD box for this that's any good. So I'm going to pull this MSD distributor, and I got a brand new 009, which has the advanced curve that you want for the Volkswagen it likes, which I made this advanced curve match that. So we're going to pull this. We're going to install the new 009 distributor with electronic ignition inside it. Now, if the customer wants to buy a box and a distributor, I can either, if he just wants to buy a box, we can run it off the magnetic pickup in the 009, or he can buy an MSD distributor if that's what he wants. But, so there's a couple options. So in my race car back in the day, in my 1600 car, we wanted to hide our MSD ignition because nobody was using it at the time. The standard ignition was basically a Bosch blue coil, which is a very good coil, and just a magnetic pickup was the big change. We didn't want to give away that we were running the MSD box. We were able to actually jump up 2 jet sizes because of the efficiency of the MSD. So we actually took an MSD coil and then we painted it Bosch blue. Stuck the Bosch, had stickers made to make it look Bosch. Stuck the stickers on it, put the MSD coil on the side of the car, and then used a stock distributor, which is the 009, which is, it's stock distributor, but it's a racing distributor. Other than maybe bearings and things like this is much better bearings and things, more stable as far as that goes. But the curve is right for Volkswagen. The curve is right for up to 2180s, fairly aggressive engines. mechanical curve, no vacuum advance. So this is mechanical as well. So we hid that, we ran that, and then we hit our box in our race car, and it was a couple years before anybody ever caught on that we had the MSD, because everybody kept telling us about a year later that we should run MSD, that they all bought it. It was only lasted, the secret was only a year because, you know, it just, we're not the only person doing it, and they're dumb enough to get caught doing it and whatever. But so they kept telling us that we should run it, that we're fools, and we're like, oh yeah. We never gave away that we never had it until I raced trucks, really, because I don't want them thinking that we had it the whole time and was fooling with them. Let's find us a distributor. All right, we got one right here. Brand new. I think we got a billet clamp for it and everything right here. It's got a stock one on it. All right. Here's our stock 009 mechanical distributor, magnetic pickup. This has 2 clamps. It's that size. Ugh, holy crap. Ugh. Woo! We locked that timing down. I mean, locked it down. Doesn't it have 2? Or am I just imagining things? I guess it only has 1. All right. I'd sure like to see the threads on this. We didn't beat on that. We just gave it a little bit of vibration. Just to break it loose. And there's no spring. God. They say you can use it without the spring. I mean, MSD you can run without the spring. They say those new ones you can run without the spring too, but I don't really like that. I don't like the way it goes on and off, to be honest. This other one, look at that. Goes right on. Slips right on like it should. Yeah. That other one's garbage. Alright, so we'll try it again. We've got that fancy timing thing on there. Oh man. Nope, the nut will fit now. It'll be right in the nylock. It'll almost look like it was a professional job. Very close. Very close. Now actually this distributor can still come out with this clamp still bolted to the case. Just sometimes, well, I was going to change them out anyways, but sometimes it's easier just to pull the whole thing. This one seems pretty easy. I think you could pull it no problem. to be honest. So, tight. It's going to be an interesting placement on the cap. Probably going to be right there. Be number one, probably over here, actually, for initial. On stock distributors, there's a notch right on the rim of the distributor. Wish I had one to show you. To give you a heads up where number one is and where it should be pointed on the distributor, so when you static time it to start, that you can just initially set it in the fairly correct position and it should just fire up. Cheers, mate. Let's verify that piston's up just while we're here. It hasn't moved. Oh, there it is. So, pretty good. Got the distributor in. Don't really need to clamp that down until I go to set the timing on it anyways. We'll leave that alone like that. It's not going in. And this is what we're going to be working on next. And figuring out what the hell happened here. We're going to be replacing that ungodly looking thing with this CSP oil block-off plate. The thing is with the Volkswagen is you can't just block off the oil cooler. It's got to continue. If the passage is not bypassable, you have to run through the oil passages. So you need a block-off plate like this or like this. Some people run their oil coolers out of the back because they don't have a full flow case at the front. But the full flow in the front, when you have your oil filter set up and everything, will filter the oil coming right out of the pump before it goes to the engine. And there is no oil filter in a Volkswagen, so it's just a screen. So they never had anything in the front here. These are tapped in special, where we drilled into the oil galleys and tapped to put fittings to bypass those galleys until it goes through the filtering system and then comes back to the engine. So, but our main goal is to replace this with this. So, let's get to it. Dun, da, da, da. Oh, fuck. Look at what happened. I'd say they're screwed up. I can't figure out why they would have leaked. Anybody else? Yeah. I don't want to put this down in the oil galley. There we go. Scraping it off like new. Looking good. Nice. Way better. Let's get our other stuff here. This tin probably doesn't fit very good. This is not race tin. Probably should have went ahead and pulled these spark plugs. I will once I for the tin. Still a bitch, just more accessible. Chromoly keepers, chromoly retainers. This has the elephant foot rocker arms. That valve train contact. Woo, she's looking good. Chromoly push rods, billet rods, forged crankshaft. As crazy as it sounds, this engine's about $10,000. We got her moving now. Not moving out here though. Alright, I got some. Time to get jiggy with it. I don't know what the fuck's going on over here. But this tin because it's gone. Well, these things build up so much crankcase pressure. Should really vent it at the valve covers. That's why this has valve covers that are vented. And valve covers that are vented, and then you would vent the case here as well. Okay, well, got the big pipe, everything. This motor's dialed to make big power. For 1835, it should make about 150 horsepower. It's 12.5 to 1. This engine is no joke. Race fuel only. She's made for popping wheelies. Well, might look into getting some replacement on this. I don't really like the length. I'm not real happy with that. I'd like that to be considerably shorter. And see what I can do about that. So, hey, appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Hope you had fun. More to come on the Volkswagen soon. Real soon. See everybody soon. Peace.